Being a private investigator means two things. You can be sure you'll run into trouble, and you can never be sure you can get out of it. Well, there's not much you can do about it, I guess. Except, like Julie always says...
Walk softly, Peter Troy.
And now Peter Troy investigates the case of the Marauding Mademoiselles.
Julie, as you've probably noticed, has often been heard to remark on my undoubted talent for attracting trouble. Now, here I have to protest. It isn't that way at all. It's just that I always seem to be right there in the middle when trouble takes it into its head to erupt. Pure coincidence. And Julie goes on to say that this trouble I attract usually wears skirts and high-heeled shoes. Well, the way I look at it is this. If me and Calamity are going to make it permanent, then at least let's have Calamity easy on the eyes. And talking of Calamity that's easy on the eyes, let me introduce you to a double sample of it in the shapely shapes of Bettina and Belinda, two of the most adorable bundles of pure Calamity anyone would wish to meet.
It was so good of you to give us a lift, monsieur.
Oh, we are most grateful.
My pleasure, girls, my pleasure. You're French, eh?
Oui, monsieur.
Holidaying in England?
A working holiday, monsieur.
Which reminds me, this has been very pleasant, but now we must think about work.
What sort of work do you do?
Stop the car, monsieur, and we shall show you.
Eh?
Just at this embankment, s'il vous plaît. Pull to the side.
Hey, now,
Take
just
the key
a minute.
from the ignition, monsieur.
Hey, now...
Do not make any trouble, please.
Otherwise, my sister will use the gun, monsieur.
Good. Now. Okay, Bettina, search him. I'll keep a watch out.
Nice fat wallet. Oh, £100 or more.
Good.
Nice signet ring. Gold wristwatch and gold cigarette case. That's about the lot.
Okay, turn the wheel. Take off the handbrake. There. Come on.
You think we can push this great hulking car, Belinda?
Sure. It's on an incline. Let's go.
There she goes.
Well, that seems to be that, sister mine.
All right, now let's get away from here just as quickly as we can.
I wonder if
We don't have time to worry about that.
A charming pair of cuties, huh? Well, some 3 hours later, the police were called to the spot, and when they dragged the motorist from the ruins of his expensive limousine, they found him very dead. The Marauding Mademoiselles had now added murder to their other undoubted talents. Of course, that hitchhiking gimmick couldn't miss. I mean, well, what red-blooded male citizen could ignore two beautiful girls stranded at the side of the road? Two gals obviously thumbing a lift. Well, not me. Oh, certainly not Mrs. Troy's only son.
Do not make any trouble, please.
Otherwise, my sister will use the gun, monsieur.
Oh, come on now. What sort of a gag is this?
This is no joke, monsieur, I assure you.
You don't honestly
You
think...
talk too much, monsieur.
You know something? This could give me a complex about picking up hitchhikers in the future.
You are pleased to joke at this time. We are not joking, monsieur. I promise you that.
And I shall prove it to you. All right, search him, Belinda.
He was rather nice, wasn't he?
Never mind that. What's the haul?
Wallet's a bit thin. Oh, no.
What's the matter?
There's only £6 in it.
Oh, letters?
No. In fact... Hey, Bettina.
What?
His driving license.
Well?
It's made out to a Peter Troy.
Troy?
Listen to this. Metropolitan Police License to practice as a private investigator.
Oh, no.
We've made a mistake.
You can say that again. Let's get away from here.
Well, what about him?
He'll have to be silenced.
Oh, no, not again.
But we can't leave him here alive.
Listen.
Car coming.
Get out your side. Quick, into the ditch.
Oh, my new dress.
Shut up and keep down.
Close.
It was too close.
Just look at my dress.
Oh, forget that. What are we going to do about him? Well, we'll just... Another car.
Oh, let's get out of this.
But Troy...
No time to worry about him.
Oh,
He's coming to now, Inspector.
Oh, must have a head like cast iron.
oh, brother, my aching head.
It's all right, Pete.
Julie.
You're in Hartford District Hospital.
Huh?
Yes, and by rights you should be in Hartford Cemetery.
What are you doing here, Caswell?
What do you think, Troy?
Oh, just leave me to die in peace, will you?
Listen, the doctors say you can be discharged.
Oh, thanks, but I think I'll rest here a while.
Well, Pete, what happened?
Well, I got bopped. That's what happened. Oh, my head feels like it doesn't belong to me.
Real little Spitfires, weren't they?
Yeah, and... How did you know?
Oh, we've been after them for months, Troy.
You mean I'm not there first?
Listen, last week they killed a man.
Well, well.
Now, what can you tell me about them?
Well, they were rather small, slim, golden-haired.
And French?
Well, that's what they wanted me to believe.
What?
Now, look, I spent a lot of time in France, Inspector, and I can...
And he would have met more mademoiselles than messieurs.
Well, yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, but
other victims said they spoke with a French accent.
phony as a $2 bill, Inspector.
You sure?
I'm sure.
They were twins, huh?
Mm-hmm, identical.
Oh, Pete, I got your effects from the hospital desk.
You mean what's left of them?
Well, that's just it. I don't think there's anything missing.
What? Here, let me see. Driving license. Papers. $6.
Well?
There's not a darn thing missing. Well, that doesn't make very much sense.
No, it doesn't, does it?
My car?
In the Hartford police car compound. They're going over it for prints.
Well, they won't find any. Both the gals wore gloves.
Oh, tell me, what were you doing on that road anyway?
I have a buddy who lives in Watton Green, just north of Hartford. We played soldiers during the war.
Oh, I see.
Oh, look, Inspector, if those cuties are making a habit of this, surely you must have some leads.
No, that's just it, Troy. We have surprisingly little to go on.
Yeah, but the other victims...
Told us only as much as they had to.
What? Well, how do you mean?
They were very reluctant to give us any details.
Well, that doesn't make any sense either.
Yeah, maybe it does. If you forget the robbery motive and concentrate on another angle.
What other angle?
Blackmail.
Fools. You stupid fools.
But, Mother...
2 mistakes in 1 week, and either of them could prove fatal.
We couldn't help it.
I warned you. I warned you how careful we'd have to be.
Mother, listen.
This man, Troy, has a reputation.
Well, what do we do, Mother?
I don't know. You have to think. The important thing is to lie low for a little while.
Oh, the police
I can
will-
handle them if they come around. In the meantime, take your makeup off and put those wigs away.
Troy. Peter Troy. He was very nice looking, Mother. Had nice eyes. He was rugged, but I remember that he had nice eyes.
I hope you still think that when he stands up in court and gives evidence against you.
No, he won't do that. You'll look after it. You always do.
There may come a time when I'm not around to help you.
Mother, ring for Joshua and let's have a cup of tea. I could use one.
It'll be ready for you when you've changed and put the wigs away. I wish those wigs weren't necessary. They hide your lovely blue-black hair.
And that lovely blue-black hair makes us stand out a mile.
Yes, I know, I know.
You know, Julie, there's something about the whole setup bothers me. Something I can't put my finger on.
Oh. He just about gets his skull split open, and he says something bothers him.
Yeah, well, by that I mean there's something incongruous somewhere along the line. Now, Inspector, what did the lab boys find in my car?
Remarkably little, actually.
Oh, come on now.
Well,
Well, now, don't be coy, Caswell.
All right, then. Who's your dark-haired lady friend?
What?
They found some long black hair on the back of the car seat. Just a few strands, but most unusual. Blue-black.
I haven't had a dark-haired woman in my car since I don't know when.
And I don't dye my hair. It really is this color.
And believe me, Hey, wait a minute. That could be it.
What?
A dark-haired woman would have different skin coloring to a honey blonde, now wouldn't she?
Well, yes, of course.
Well, maybe that's what bothered me about those girls. They should have had black hair. The skin tone should have gone with dark hair, yet they were blondes.
Oh, now, how the devil
Oh,
could you...
believe me, Inspector, on these matters, Pete's an expert. The study of the female of the species is his particular hobby.
All right. So surely to goodness, finding a pair of raven-haired twins who have a talent for the gentle art of the stick-up shouldn't be too difficult, should it?
Well, the inspector hasn't found them to date, Pete.
Yeah, but to date, I wasn't involved.
Troy, there's no fee in this.
That's all right, Caswell. This one's on the house. I'm going to find those gals, and I'm going to explain to them the error of their ways. And I'm going to do it either with police help or without. Now, let's get down to business, shall we? I learned a lot from Inspector Caswell. For one thing, I learned that he and a team of Scotland Yard men had been after the twins for a long time. I also learned that there'd been 7 victims before me, but that I'd been the only one ready and willing to squawk. The others had seemed unwilling to cooperate with the police. The big question was why. Caswell believed it was because they were ashamed of having been taken in by the girls. But I couldn't go along with that. I've got as much pride as the next man, and I hadn't been ashamed, just mad. Awful mad.
There are a lot of puzzles in this case, Troy, and this isn't the least of them. Now, this is a map of the county of Hertfordshire. Those crosses are the places where the twins have struck.
They seem to form a rough circle.
That's correct, a circle, with the village of Bramfield as its axis.
It could be a red herring, of course.
Yes, it could be, but I've a feeling it isn't. You see, in each case, the girls were on the side of the road, and the victims say there were no other cars in sight for a couple of miles either way. Therefore, it's reasonable to assume that they walked to the spot.
And after they'd bopped their victims?
Oh, either they had the car hidden off the road, or they must have made their escape by foot. Now, not one of the attacks was made further than 8 or 9 miles from Bramfield. They could have got back there across the countryside virtually unseen.
Okay, I'll go along with that. But there's one point you haven't elaborated on. As I recall, you mentioned blackmail.
Yes, that's right.
You want to tell me about that?
No, I don't want to, but I suppose I'll have to. You see, each of the victims was on his way to the town of Welwyn, and each victim had something else in common.
What's that?
They all had the same lawyer, a Mr. Geoffrey Ambrose of Welwyn.
And were they all on their way to see the guy?
Yes.
Ambrose. Don't I know something about that fella? Seems to me I've heard... Oh, yeah.
Yes. In America, they call him a shyster lawyer.
I remember now. He uses all the legal shenanigans in the book.
A couple of magistrates have already warned him. He's been very nearly debarred from practicing.
You know, that's really interesting.
Well, there's more to come.
Such as?
Well, apart from the one that died, all the victims made large withdrawals from their bank accounts shortly after their respective attacks.
Which explains your blackmail theory.
Yes, and their reluctance to cooperate with the police.
A typical blackmail pattern.
Now, we're in the process of investigating their backgrounds, so we might just uncover something interesting there.
Yeah. And if your blackmail theory holds up, then the hitchhike attacks weren't made at random.
You're catching on, Troy. We think those victims were carefully chosen. The girls knew that those motorists would be at those specific places at that time. They were waiting for them.
And what about me?
Oh, I think you were a mistake.
You mean there was someone else due to be traveling that road in a similar type of car to mine?
Correct. And this time they'd chosen a woman. Apparently, she was following close behind you. In fact, it was she who found you and reported it to us.
Another prospective blackmail victim.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, I have one last question.
Yes?
Why are you telling me all this? You usually don't confide the details of your cases to me.
But my dear fellow, you've been involved in this unpleasantness. You're entitled to know what it's all about.
Well, since when have I been entitled to anything as far as you're concerned? Well, I guess I'll be on my way.
And keep out of trouble, Troy.
Easier said than done, Inspector.
No, hello, Sergeant Dixon. Inspector Caswell here. Listen, Peter Troy has just left my office. Have him tailed, will you? He's just itching for trouble. I want to know about it when it hits him.
The thing that worries me most of all is that nothing's been reported in the newspaper yet.
Oh, surely that's a good sign, Mother.
Not necessarily.
Maybe Troy didn't report it to the police.
And George Purlew's death was reported as an accident.
Maybe that's what they thought it was.
Only fools underestimate the police, Bettina.
Personally, I don't think we have anything to worry about. They can't trace us.
Don't be so sure.
Your tea, madam.
Thank you, Joshua. You have it on the little table here. Oh, Joshua.
Yes, madam.
We shall have to double our precautions from now on.
Trouble, madam?
There could be.
I'll be on the lookout.
Your revolver?
I'll keep it on me all the time, madam.
Good. The grounds should be patrolled at night.
I'll look after that, too.
Thank you. That will be all.
Very good, madam.
And as for you two, one of you must keep out of sight at all times.
Oh, we don't have to go through all that again, do we?
Let me ask you a question, Bettina. How would you like to spend the rest of your life in jail?
All right, all right.
Remember that you were the ones who made the mistakes. I'm going to have to be the one who rectifies them.
Oh, all right, Mother, you've made your point. We'll do as we're told.
And your biggest mistake was not in causing George Purlew's death. It was in mistaking this man Peter Troy's car for Edna Gifford's.
That was Geoffrey's fault. When he rang through, all he said was a grey sedan and the name Gifford. He didn't say whether the driver was a man or a woman.
Geoffrey was being cautious. He issues the instructions as quickly and briefly as he can.
Well, we didn't know until it was too late that we had the wrong party.
It was just rotten luck that the two grey sedans were travelling along the Watton Green Road.
Naturally, we stopped the first one that came along.
I have a bad feeling about all this. I have the feeling that Mr. Peter Troy is going to cause us a great deal of trouble in the very near future.
After leaving this office, sir, Troy went straight to the nearest post office. There he asked for a copy of the Bramfield telephone directory. I checked the book after he'd finished with it. It was open at the page listing names beginning with A.
Well, you've got to hand it to Troy. He's no fool. By now, he knows the address of a Mrs. Edwina Ambrose of Bramfield.
From the post office, he went straight to King's Cross Station.
Bought a ticket for Bramfield?
Yes, sir.
Lonergan following him now?
Yes, sir.
Good. Well, Troy's run true to form.
Well, what'll he do next?
I wish I knew. He'll probably barge in on Mrs. Ambrose and then, well, it's anyone's guess. I'm not sure she's the one we're after. No, her son is Geoffrey Ambrose, the lawyer. But she only has one daughter. There are no twins. Oh, of course, Ambrose may be working in with his mother. On the other hand, it could all be a blind alley. Still, Troy should sort it out all right. Order me a car and driver, will you, Johnson? If there are going to be any fireworks, then I ought to be in Bramfield to see them go off.
You have no explanation to offer, then, Mr. Troy, as to why you were snooping around our grounds?
None at all, Mrs. Ambrose.
My manservant would have been quite within his rights to have shot you.
That's right.
I find your attitude most disconcerting, Mr. Troy.
Yes, I should imagine you do, ma'am.
Naturally, this is a police matter.
Yeah, how about that? It is a police matter, and it's been over half an hour since that strong-arm boy of yours caught me. Yet you've made no move to call the police. I wonder why you haven't.
I should first like to know what you were doing here.
Okay, I'll come clean. As it happens, I was looking for a couple of girls.
Indeed?
A pair of twins.
Well, I'm afraid you were wasting your time. There are no twins in this household. I have one daughter, Belinda. Just one daughter.
And another relative in Welwyn, Mr. Geoffrey Ambrose, a lawyer.
My son, Belinda's brother. Can you describe the young ladies you're looking for?
Sure. Last time I saw them, they were blondes. Very cute, very curvy, very deadly. I still have a lump on the back of my head to qualify that last description of them.
My daughter has raven black hair, Mr. Troy.
Oh? May I meet her?
Why?
Just to satisfy my curiosity.
Joshua, ask Miss Belinda to come in, will you?
Yes, madam. You, Troy. Don't try anything.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Mr. Troy, you can ask anyone hereabouts. I really do have only one daughter.
So they tell me. I already checked.
Why are you so anxious to find these twin girls?
Because I gave them a lift. And they had a funny way of showing their appreciation.
You wanted to see me, Mother? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you had company.
This is Mr. Peter Troy, Belinda. He seems anxious to meet you.
I'm flattered. I'm pleased to meet you, Mr. Troy.
Now, let me see.
What's the matter?
I'm just trying to imagine your daughter wearing a blonde wig and a change of lipstick and a little less eyeshadow. Uh-huh.
What does that mean?
It means that there's another one of these cuties hiding in this house somewhere, Mrs. Ambrose. I've met this daughter of yours before. Only the last time she was using a phony French accent. Parlez-vous français, mademoiselle?
Mother...
I think this joke of yours has gone far enough, Mr. Troy.
Tell me, Belinda, were you the one that did the bopping?
I really don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Troy.
And you still wear the same perfume. In my book, that's the clincher. Well, Mrs. Ambrose, why don't you call the police?
I said you would be the one who'd cause us all the trouble.
Don't try anything, Mr. Troy.
And let me assure you, Mr. Troy, that gun Joshua's holding is really loaded, and he knows how to use it.
I believe you.
For the record, as you would put it, Mr. Troy, it was my sister Bettina that hit you.
Hello again, Mr. Troy. How's your poor old head?
You'll understand if I don't get up.
You're very clever, Mr. Troy. Perhaps too clever.
Oh, it wasn't so difficult figuring it out. Jeffrey Ambrose has quite a reputation. All you have to do is add 2 and 2 together. It was blackmail, wasn't it?
I dislike the word. It has a horrible sound.
And it carries a horrible prison sentence, too. Now, let me see if I get the picture right. Jeffrey Ambrose specializes in those difficult, embarrassing cases, doesn't he? People make mistakes and look for a lawyer with special talents to get them out of it.
You're talking yourself right into a grave, Troy.
Oh, let him finish. I find him fascinating.
Yeah. Well, Brother Jeffrey tells the clients with troubles to come along to his Welwyn office, bringing with them the evidence of their mistakes. He makes an appointment for them, then he tips off his 2 darling sisters. They lay in wait with thumb extended. And what man could resist giving them a lift? Once in the car, they cease to be cute, cuddlesome little girls. How am I doing so far?
He's not very flattering, is he?
One of you bops the unsuspecting dope, which one of you I don't know. Then you relieve the guy of his wallet and any relevant papers. The wallet lends strength to the robbery angle, but it's really the papers that are important. Now, sometime after the robbery, the guy gets a demand note. Pay up, or else the papers fall into the wrong hands.
Yes, you really are remarkably clever, Mr. Troy.
What shall I do with him, Mrs. Ambrose?
We'll decide that later.
You don't have much time, Mrs. Ambrose. Ever since I left the office of Inspector Caswell of Scotland Yard, a policeman with very big feet has been walking on my tail.
You're lying.
You hope I am.
Mother,
In fact, if you'd care to look out of the window, you'll probably see a whole flock of Caswell's boys.
What?
That's what I was waiting for, Buster. Yeah.
Joshua!
It's the oldest dodge in the book, but it never fails to work. You've only got to distract them for a second. One of you ladies better see to that arm of his.
No.
Please, Mrs. Ambrose, I never shot a woman yet, but there's always a first time for everything. Just keep perfectly still. Now, one of you two pick up that phone and dial through for the local gendarmes, please. It was a good racket while it lasted. Jeffrey sent word to his family about his various clients and when they were coming to visit him, bringing with them, of course, relevant papers. The girls gave out with a hitchhike routine and relieved them of their documents. Days later, the motorists received threatening demand notes. Pay up, or else the papers would be made public. Yeah, it's all over for them now. But sometimes I lie awake at night and wonder just which of the 2 Marauding Mademoiselles it was that hit me over the head. Bettina or Belinda? I never did find out.
Being a private investigator means two things. You can be sure you'll run into trouble, and you can never be sure you'll get out of it. Well, there's not much you can do about it, I guess. Except, like Julie always says...
Walk softly, Peter Troy.
And now Peter Troy investigates the Champagne Doll.
As part of an assignment, I once had my secretary, Julie, keep tabs on a certain doll who was supposed to be going around with a particularly sleazy hood I wanted to track down. She reported to me that this girl had left her apartment building in the company of a man. What did he look like, I asked. Oh, I can't remember what he looked like, she said, but you should have seen the dress the girl was wearing. A fetching little number in carnation red with a scooped-out back. I'm sure it's a model, all in Georgian silk. And she had her hair in the Cleopatra style, you know? And the accessories... Well, that was where I tuned out. Now, the point I'm making is that this passion for observing women's dress to the exclusion of all else may just be the reason that there aren't too many lady private eyes around. Now, I've come to the profound conclusion that there is a marked difference between men and women. But I'd be the last to knock it. For it was this particular difference that once saved my life.
Well, here we are, Julie. Don't say I didn't deliver you home safe and sound.
Oh, thank you, Roger. It was sweet of you.
Somebody's got to stand in for Peter while he's working night and day on that forgery business.
Yes, poor dear. He never seems to rest these days. He's been on that case for weeks. But it'll be over soon, thank goodness.
Oh? You got it all sewn up, has he?
Almost. And by the time he gives his evidence in court, he says it'll blow the whole thing wide open, right up to the top man.
Good show. Well, he'll have earned a jolly good rest when this is over.
And I might get to see him once in a while, too. It would make a nice change.
Oh, has it been as bad as that? My escorting you round, I mean.
Oh, I didn't mean it like that, Roger. Oh, you've been a darling, but...
Say no more. I know what you mean. And I won't say it hasn't been fun substituting for Peter. He's a wonderful chap.
Yes. But don't tell him, will you? Makes him very hard to manage.
I'll see you up to your door.
Oh, there's no need to, really, Roger. I can easily go up on my own. I'm a big girl now. Or hadn't you noticed?
I'd noticed. Hadn't you noticed I'd noticed?
This could get complicated. I think we'd better leave.
Stay right where you are.
What on earth?
Get back in the car. Julie, come on, get moving. Unless you want to get hurt.
Oh.
Now, look here, I don't know who you are, but...
Shut up unless you want me to fix you.
If you don't stop annoying this lady...
All right, you asked for it.
Roger!
Shut up. Get in the car like I told you. You're coming for a little ride.
I'm not going anywhere with you. What have you done to Roger?
Get in the car.
Let me go. Help! Help, police! Police, help!
Shut up, will you? I said shut up.
Help! Somebody!
One thing Julie does not lack is a good pair of lungs. And she kicked up such a racket that the hood who was trying to put the arm on her decided that discretion was the better part of kidnapping and beat it in an awful hurry. Her escort that evening suffered only a small bump on the head. He, by the way, was a character by the name of Roger Bacon, and he ran a very successful grill joint, which he called... Yeah, that's right, the Bacon Grill. He was a good Joe, been a friend of mine for several years. Apparently, Roger Bacon was his real name, not just a pinch from the guy who started fooling around with gunpowder a few hundred years ago. Now, the business of Julie having the arm put on her created something of a sensation in the papers. And she had a lot of fun enjoying the spotlight. Although I soon began to find it all just a little bit wearing on the nerves.
No, this is not for the press, Miss Summers. This is for a radio broadcast in our People in the Street session.
Oh, how interesting. People in the street. Well, I didn't know the BBC had a session.
Oh, it's a new one. It hasn't been on the air yet.
Oh. Oh, well, I'd be delighted to tell you.
Oh, Julie, I wonder would you... Oh, didn't know you had anyone here.
Oh, this is Miss...
Charles. Ella Charles.
Miss Charles. This is my employer, Mr. Troy.
Oh, how do you do, Miss Charles? I must say it's a pleasure.
Miss Charles has come to interview me, Peter. A radio interview.
Oh, we're still on that so-called kidnapping last night, are we?
There's no so-called about it. That man was going to take me away in Roger's car.
Oh, sure. Well, don't let me hold up the wheels of radio. I'll just sit here on the desk and, watch. How do you do this?
I have my little tape recorder here, see? And the microphone hangs right here on my chest.
Oh.
Cute, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very cute.
Mr. Troy has quite an eye for microphones, Miss Charles. Shall we go on with the interview?
Oh, yes, of course. Now, I'd like you to speak carefully and distinctly, please, to make sure we get a good tape, you know. Don't run your words together, that sort of thing.
You are particular, aren't you? What do you want me to say?
Oh, I'll ask the questions and you answer them. And I'll switch on the machine. There. Now, your name, please.
It's Julie. Julie Summers.
Good. Now, when this man accosted you, I suppose you said something to your escort? Something like, this man's threatening me, or something?
There was no time for that.
Oh, come now, that's a very short speech. Why, it only takes a second or two. Say it.
This man's threatening me. I don't see any point.
Well, perhaps we can leave that. We don't want to argue, do we? Were you in front of your apartment building?
Of course. I don't usually climb up the fire escape and creep into my apartment through a window.
You don't? Then would you tell our listeners what you usually do?
I come up the front way. Look here, Miss Charles. This is about the silliest interview I've ever had.
Oh, really? Now you've ruined the tape. We can't broadcast a statement like that.
Well, I'm sorry, but you ask such pointless questions. I mean, why don't you just let me tell the story?
Everybody's read the story in the papers, Miss Summers. What we want is something different. Odd angles and so on.
Oh. All right, then. Can we start all over? I'll help if I can.
If you'll just answer the questions. Now, when you were standing in the street...
If you'll excuse me, I'll just go into my office. I don't want to put you ladies off. I have a pile of work on my desk, and this interview looks like being quite a chore.
Well, I'm glad that's over.
Now, what's that? Oh, your interview. Was it that bad?
I'm convinced that woman is not all there.
Well, it looks like her. She doesn't have to be.
Oh, of all the idiotic interviews. I can't imagine how she holds a job.
Well, maybe she has a boss who is very sympathetic.
I'm going to have a boss who is very accident-prone if you don't take that dreamy look off your face.
Oh, come now. You must admit Miss Charles looked terrific in that outfit she had on. You know, sort of fawney yellow.
Champagne.
Hmm?
The color of her costume. Champagne, it's called.
Well, that's a nice name for a color. I like it.
Well, that's another thing. You can't tell me she bought that out of her wages.
What? Her outfit?
Mm-hmm. It's an exclusive model, one of Leclerc's. I saw a write-up about them in one of the magazines.
Hey, wait a minute. You mean this radio interviewer was wearing a dress that came from Leclerc's?
Oh, didn't I just say it? It's either that or a very good copy. And they only came out this week. She's hardly had time to copy it.
A doll doing radio interviews and wearing a 200 guinea rag from the most exclusive salon in London. Julie, honey, I smell something. And it's not Chanel number 5.
Well, if it wasn't an attempted kidnapping, Pete, I don't know what you'd call it.
Oh, who'd want to kidnap Julie? She isn't worth a nickel.
I like that.
Oh, no offense, honey. I mean, you don't have any money. If you were held for ransom, what would they get? A headache, that's all.
That's nice. I might have suffered a fate worse than death or something, and you can just sit there.
Now, the guy who first spoke about a fate worse than death obviously had never tried dying.
Of course he hadn't. How could he be dead and say it?
I don't know. Do you, Roger?
Not the faintest idea.
Oh, what are we talking about anyway? All I'm trying to say
That
is...
somebody tried to snatch you. Well, all I'm saying is you imagined it. Was some creep trying to put the word on you for a date, that's all.
Oh, you are the most infuriating... How do you know what happened? You weren't there.
If I had been, the hood wouldn't have gotten away.
Well, he hit me before I had
Sure, it's not your fault, Roger. I know that.
Excuse me, Mr. Troy, but there's a telephone call for you.
For me? Oh, thanks.
If you'll take it on the phone over there, sir.
Yeah. Excuse me, you two. Probably Inspector Caswell. I won't be long.
He makes me so angry sometimes. Practically implying we made up that story about the kidnapping.
Well, it was true enough, Julie. I've got a lump on my head to prove it.
Of course it was true. Why, I might have been killed.
Pete said you wouldn't be worth anything to kidnappers holding you for ransom. He's right.
Well, then?
That started me thinking. Suppose they were not after you, but after Pete himself. Getting at him through you.
You think that...
This investigation he's been working on, there must be some pretty tough boys mixed up in that. Now, suppose they kidnapped you and then sent a message to Pete to lay off, or else they'd kill you.
I never thought of that.
Makes sense, that, doesn't it? Look, Julie, even if Pete is pretty casual about what happened last night, I feel you should do something to protect yourself.
I must tell Pete.
Now, don't waste your time. He'd laugh his head off. Here, look, take this. No, don't hold it up. Just put it straight in your purse.
Well, what is it? It's a gun.
Little Belgian automatic, but with it, you're as good as any man alive. Now, take it.
But you think I might need it?
Well, you never know. Keep it handy, anyway. Oh, and don't mention it to Pete. You know what he's like about things like that. I have a license for the pistol, but you haven't, and he wouldn't approve of your having it, I'm afraid.
No, he wouldn't.
Just keep it till all this investigation of Pete's is over. You know how to use a gun, don't you?
Yes, I've seen one like this before. Is it loaded?
It's loaded, Julie, fully loaded. And don't forget, keep it with you always. And any time you think you're likely to be molested, or there's a prowl around your apartment or anything, don't hesitate. Shoot to kill.
I wasn't quite as casual or unconcerned about the attempted kidnapping of Julie as I let her think. Fact is, I didn't want to alarm her. And I hadn't told her that I had earlier that day asked Inspector Caswell to check up on one or two things for me that might, I hoped, throw a little light on the matter, if you'll pardon the cliche. There was also the question of a certain doll wearing a very expensive champagne-colored costume, wasting her time and hours with wacky interviews. And of course, there was the forgery racket I'd been investigating for weeks. My own pet poltergeist had whispered to me that somewhere there was a connection between all three subjects. But my poltergeist didn't say what the connection was. He's like that. When I got back to the table in the bacon grill where Roger was playing host, the atmosphere was sort of cool.
Oh, you're back.
I think so.
Your dinner's cold. It'll be ruined. A nice compliment to Roger, I must say.
I'm sorry, Roger.
Well, what's a dinner or two between friends? I'll order you another.
No, let's just have coffee. I'm not hungry anyway.
Who was the call from?
The phone? Oh, some stoolie who wanted to sell me some information I dug up for myself 3 weeks ago. Some creepy little character I didn't even know. Which is rather odd.
How odd?
I know all the characters who sell me information. Who was this guy, and why did he call me?
Such are the mysteries of the private eye business, Pete. Shall I order coffee? Well, here we are again. Home this time really safe and sound.
Oh, thanks for coming along, Roger. I'll be all right now.
Got your key?
Right here in my hot little hand.
Can't think why Pete didn't see you home tonight. If he had time to eat with us, I'd have thought he'd have time to see you home.
Oh, he said he wanted to go over all the evidence on his forgery thing again. If I know him, he'll be up till all hours on it.
Burning the midnight oil and all that, eh? Well, thank heavens I'm just a poor restaurateur. Can get some sleep now and then. You've got the gun?
Oh, yes, in my purse.
Now, don't forget what I told you. There might be some very unpleasant people after your life, and Pete's. If you happen to see or hear anything unusual, shoot first and ask questions afterwards.
Roger, you make it sound so ruthless.
You could be dealing with ruthless people, Julie. And remember, it may not be only your life that's involved, but also the life of Peter Troy.
Half after 12. Oh. Peter Troy.
It's Julie. This man's threatening me. Don't. Come up. The front way. Climb the fire escape. Through a window.
What? Julie, what? Hello. Hello, Julie. Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle.
Look here, Troy, I may be working late on this forgery case, just as you were, but my office is not open at all hours for general business.
I'm sorry, Inspector, but this business may not be as general as we'd like to think.
You mean this girl you asked us to check up on?
I don't mean anything but. It may be important that I know what you found out.
Now, at 1 o'clock in the morning?
Time and crime wait for no man, Inspector. Now, will you get the report of the man who did the checking, please?
It's right here on my desk somewhere. Yes, here we are. Costume. You're right. That costume was sold by Leclerc's.
And?
You were also right in suggesting it was a model. The only one they made in, what's this? Champagne?
That's right, it's a color.
Champagne's a color? Oh, learn something every day.
Ain't it the truth? Who bought the costume?
It was delivered to a Miss Ella Charles.
Well, that figures. Who paid for it?
Nobody yet.
It was charged?
Yes, to the account of one Roger Bacon.
What?
Roger Bacon, that's a real name? Oh, surely not.
It's a real name, Inspector. One you're not likely to forget in a hurry. Organize a car and some men. You just might be making a very interesting arrest tonight.
Pete! Ye gods, what are you doing here at this hour?
Well, it's like this, Roger, old pal. I'm onto something big, a big arrest, maybe. And I just happen to remember how interested you've always been in my cases, saying how you'd like to be along sometime.
Yes, I would, but at this hour?
Well, you know how it is. For a long time, the police have been trying to make a deal with the crooks so that they'd operate only in the daytime. But crooks are very uncooperative. They insist on operating any old time.
Well, I don't know, Pete. It's very late.
Now, don't tell me I'll come all this way up to your place for nothing.
I appreciate your wanting to let me in on something, Pete. I've always wanted to see a master criminal being arrested and all that.
Well, then get dressed.
Well, who is it you're on to?
That's the big surprise. Mustn't spoil it for you.
Well...
come on, get moving. I'd hate the police to get there first.
Oh, the police aren't in on this?
Not if I can get there before they do. It'll be just you and me.
Just you and me?
Yeah.
Well, that does make it sound pretty exciting. All right. Just give me a couple of minutes to throw something on and I'll be with you.
Okay. Better wear crepe soles on this job. Okay, Roger, this is it.
What? But this is... Oh, surely you must know.
Yeah, the back of Julie Summers' apartment block.
Well, then...
That's where we're going to find our man. He's up there with Julie. She's, entertaining him for me, keeping him nice and quiet and unsuspecting.
I didn't know that Julie...
Now, come on. We haven't any time to waste. Get out, Roger.
Well, it sounds batty to me, but if you say so...
Okay. Now, we go up the fire escape.
The fire escape?
That's right. Take him by surprise. Now, here it is. Now, you get first.
Why, me? You're going to make the arrest?
He may have somebody planted out here. I'm a kind of a rear guard. Now, come on, Roger. You're slowing us down. Now, get moving.
Pete, look, I don't...
Come on. Now, don't make any noise. That's right. We don't want to scare him. Yep, we're nearly there. You're out of condition, Roger, old pal. Too much good living at the Bacon Grill. Now, here we are.
Now, listen, Pete, I'm not sure I like
now,
this.
The window.
Pete, will you listen to me?
Okay, Roger. In you go.
You go in if you want to. I'm staying right here.
Chicken, huh?
What do you mean?
What could I mean? You come out with me on an assignment? The very first sign of any danger, you...
What danger? I didn't say there was any danger.
Well, what's stopping you going through that window?
I just don't like the idea of breaking into a girl's bedroom, that's all. It's all very well for you.
Well, we're going in and you're going first.
Hey, no, let me go. No, Julie, don't shoot. It's me, Roger. Don't shoot, Julie! Oh,
Well, there he is, Inspector, Mr. Big himself. It makes you feel kind of sick to know a guy as long as I've known Roger Bacon and then find out he's top man in a forgery ring.
But I don't understand how you got under him, Troy.
I told you about this phone call from Julie.
It wasn't me at all. My phone was out of order.
Oh, sure. Roger saw to that. He didn't want you phoning me for real or want me checking you back. But it was your voice on my phone, Julie.
But how?
The interview you gave that woman. One way or another, she tricked you into using all the phrases you used to me on the phone.
What, you mean the tape recording she made of me was played over the phone to you?
A carefully edited version of it, yeah. Roger the lodger here had some clever technician take phrases you used like, this man's threatening me, don't, and come up the front way, and so on. Cut and splice the tape so that only those phrases were left.
They made them sound like a distress call from Miss Summers.
That's right. You remember, Julie, she asked you to speak precisely. She didn't want other words to run too close to the ones they would use. Too hard to edit.
And what made you suspicious of that phone call?
Well, it all sounded a bit stilted. That's the trouble with that kind of tape editing. It doesn't always work. Besides, I was there in the office when that part of the interview took place. The words rang a bell when I heard them again.
You're pretty smart, Troy, but one of these days...
Save it, Roger, save it.
I planned it all so carefully. Even the fake kidnapping of Julie to scare her. That made it possible for me to give her the gun while you were called away for a phone call. Also my idea.
Yeah, I admit I couldn't figure what kind of reception you had organized for me at the top of that fire escape. Just as well for you, you ducked. But next time, Roger...
Next time I'll get you, for good.
Not if you're dumb enough to send a lame brain like that girl of yours to hell. She made that interview so nutty it made me think something crooked was going on. And as for wearing that 200-guinea suit on a job like that... though I must admit she wore it very well. Yeah. Say, where is that girl, Inspector?
Why, she's a...
Never mind. Just watch where you're heading, Peter Troy. And walk softly.
So, Roger Bacon, once my buddy, turned out to be the very secret head of a forgery ring. And was so little a buddy of mine, as it happened, that he was not above planning, a little too elaborately, to have Julie bump me off. For it was supposed to be me who went through that window, with a suitably panic-stricken Julie blazing away with the natty little equalizer Roger had given her. I never did get around to telling Julie the main truth about the case of the champagne doll. Namely, that if it hadn't been for her noticing that Ella Charles was wearing an expensive model costume, Peter Troy might have walked very loudly to his death. But you know how it is. Pay a woman a compliment of that kind, and the next thing she's getting to believe she's almost as smart as a man. And as I said before, women are different than men. Well, let's keep it that way. It's a very nice arrangement.
This was an Artranza production written and directed by Creswick Jenkinson.
This is the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television.